Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series. October the 10th, 1987 is up here, and this will be a relatively short review because there's a lot of review pieces, no pun intended. There are first run matches, but there's also a lot more talking than is previously here, and I have a feeling that the run through 88 is going to be the same. I haven't started 1988 yet. We'll probably start that tonight or tomorrow, but definitely a lot more talking pieces, and they're easier to review. So Billy Burr versus the Spoiler is the way to open the October 10th edition. Billy Burr looks like he's got a good body on him, but not very much known about him. Spoiler, Don Jardine, big deal in the area over the years, mostly before the World Class. So we're talking, let's say, 70s into early 80s. He uses arm drags early. He goes to the top rope and then walks the ropes a bit. I mean, he's definitely a guy that has a lot of unique offense. The lighting here is a bit different. I think they are starting to do ESPN. I know they do within the next few weeks here, which I did not know that the World Class organization was on ESPN. That was news to me. I probably should have known, but it was something I didn't know until I started watching this particular version of things. I think that began to actually kill them because at the end of the day, when you've got national cable, you need that to survive and grow. But at the same time, cable, in the 80s was a losing proposition unless you had the money to fund it. It's not like today with amazing rights fees. Anyway, Spoiler takes control of the match very early, using a lot more striking, using the turnbuckles, and just a really basic match, but also a match that it's clear that this is meant to be for lack of a better term, a shine spot for the Spoiler. Spoiler goes to the top rope, drops a forearm across the back of the neck and the back of the spine of his adversary, and the Spoiler again takes such tremendous control that it is considered a pretty big deal. Again, the Spoiler has been here before, usually and quite often under the management of Gary Hart, but that is not the case in this particular duration. It's weird. Spoiler comes in and out over the years. Sometimes he's a babyface, sometimes he's a heel. Always protecting the mask and always pretty much, at least a 70% win rate. He's pretty consistent there. Kicked by the Spoiler, and then he goes to the top turnbuckle, hits the diving clothesline, although it's awkward looking, more like a diving shoulder tackle this time. 1, 2, 3 gets the victory, and he's out. Iron Sheik against Manuel Villalobos, not a good idea. Then we are told that this is KKTV, or KTTV, which is I think a local Texas station, whatever have you. So kind of like the house show thing. Sheik talks on the microphone in very Sheikish, unintelligible stuff. Everybody stand, respect me, blah blah blah. Villalobos tries to fight back, but it's clear that this is meant to be a showcase for the Sheik. The belly-to-belly suplex that the Sheik does is very much powerful and kind of pretty impressive. This match only goes 2 or 3 minutes. Sheik wins with the camel clutch, and there is your victory there. Gary Hart discussing the history of Al Perez, talks about knowing Perez for several years, talks about Perez being his world champion and the best guy that he's ever known, talks about wanting to rid the world of the Von Erichs and all of that. Then we move to, rather quickly, Vic Steamboat and Al Perez. Of course, Perez still your world champion here. This is on the heels of the big stadium show on the 17th. Warm-up match meant for Perez. Perez takes several shots at Steamboat. Steamboat, though, does at least have enough offense where he looks competent with Perez. Perez does break things down, shoots the half, lots of hammerlocks, lots of strikes, especially to the spine, goes back to the arm, tries to get arm submissions. Certainly not a match that is by any means a showcase for Steamboat, nor should it be when he's in there with the world champion, but at the same time, Steamboat bumps around, does come back with some chops, and it does require Perez to cheat to beat Steamboat, which I think is interesting when you're looking at 2 levels maybe above an enhancement guy. the outside in suplex, and actually there's a weird spot where Perez goes for the suplex, and Steamboat falls on top of him. Perez falls down on a victory roll, holds the ropes and the tights, and gets a victory there. Sean Simpson confronts Eric Emery over the light heavyweight championship. That is up next. Basically, they are going to do battle in the very near upcoming future. Then we go to Fritz's corner. The clarity of this is Fritz is basically endorsing the idea of Sean Simpson as a big deal. And then we go to kind of review of Von Erich matches. The idea here, then they take about 20 minutes with this. Kerry, Kevin, and all involved in the Von Erich family are highlighted here. This is them moving into the ESPN time frame. Don't need to review it. If you followed us all along, you don't need this particular review. But to be fair, the idea is to get over the value to a national audience of the Von Erich name. I wish people did more of this even today. Get over why I should care about a guy being on Raw, SmackDown. Even AEW does it sometimes. Why should I care about the independent star you brought in? I think more personality profile pieces would be beneficial to the sport in general. And I also think we need to go on to the next episode. Till next time.